Okay, this is the second example from the notes. So it is u-substitution. You can see you have something inside of parentheses. So I'm going to say u equals 4t minus 2. That would make my du equal 4 dt. And everything is going along great so far. So I'm going to rewrite my u piece. So this is the integral. And I have u, and it's the fifth root, so the 1/5 power. And then I have a 3t dt left. And here's where you see the problem. I have a 4 dt, but I have a 3t dt, so I have an extra t. And that is trouble. If you didn't have enough t's over here, then it wouldn't be u-substitution, but you can do it with extra t's. It just makes the problem a little bit more complicated. So what I'm going to do first is worry about the 3 dt. And I'm going to figure out the substitution for that from my du, which is a 4 dt, and that's pretty easy. I'm going to divide both sides by 4 to get rid of the 4, and I'm going to multiply by a 3. So I know 3/4 du equals 3 dt. So right now, if I rewrite this again, I've got the integral, and I've got my 3/4. I have my u to the 1/5. And unfortunately I still have a t sitting there and a du. So I have to figure out the substitution for that t. The only place you're going to find substitutions is over here on the right. I've already used my du for what I can use it for, but I haven't fully used my u because you'll see there's a t sitting right there. And if I will solve for that t, I can have a t in terms of u, which is what I need for this problem. So if I start with u equals 4t minus 2 and add 2 to both sides, u plus 2 equals 4t. Divide both sides by 4, I have 1/4 u plus 1/2 equals t. And I have the substitution. So this is really the integral of 3/4 u to the 1/5 times 1/4 u plus 1/2 du. And if you compare these two, this one doesn't look prettier. In fact, it looks worse. But the good part is that you have a fifth root over something. I can't really do anything with that, but this is to the first power. So what I can do is actually take this 3/4 u to the 1/5 and distribute it to both terms, and then I'll be able to take the integral. So I'm going to do that. 3/4 times 1/4 is 3/16. And then it's u to the 6/5. 1/5, and then this is to the first, which is 5/5. I'm adding it as 6/5. Plus 1/2 times 3/4 is 3/8. And then it's just u to the 1/5. Just keep in mind you haven't actually integrated yet. That's just distributing. And now you can see that we can actually integrate term by term. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to bring the 3/16 down. And I have to raise the power by 1, so u to the, and add 5/5, so 11/5, which means I'm multiplying by 5/11. Plus, I'm going to bring the 3/8 down, leave a little bit of space. This becomes u to the 6/5 when I add 1, which means I'm multiplying by 5/6 plus c. If I multiply straight across, I have 15, and then 11 times 16 is 176. And then this will be my u to the 11th power with a fifth root. So my u way back in the beginning was 4t minus 2. It's raised to the 11th, but it has a fifth root on it. Plus, I can reduce this fraction now. You can reduce it later or not reduce it, but this is 5/16. My u is to the 6th power, so 4t minus 2 to the 6th, but it also has a fifth root plus c. And that problem is finished.